Misty Weather has made a one-act affair, leading all of the way to thrash his rivals in the Dominant Heskins. Dominant might be the sponsor's name. Dominant is definitely what the winner has been today. Misty Weather, Adam Trinder and his father Michael combining, and they've now won the race 4 times. Michael Trinder has sent horses across to run in this race on 4 occasions, starting in 1985, and on 4 occasions he's won. What a record. Jim Houlihan might hold the record for the most number of victories in this race. He's had 5, but for a strike rate, Michael Trinder 4 and 4 wins. And very special today because Adam Trinder is on board. A perfect record over the fences. Misty Weather jumping magnificently. Second placing has gone to number 7, Kaiser Caesar, Willie Harnett, and third, number 5, Latif, ridden by Adrian Garraway. Just struggled to get into the race today. Fourth went to Millennium Dancer, who ran a great race until the final stages. And fifth home was number 9, Refugee, in the time of 4:26.4, 4:26.4. Numbers are 3, 7 and 5. It was a wonderful performance, an outstanding jumping effort. He hardly put a foot wrong. He covered a little bit of ground. He ran out at a few of his fences. But when the pressure really went on, he hit the accelerator and he just left them standing from the 600. He was really able to quicken away from his rivals. Here's Misty Weather returning, a 5-year-old bay gelding. He's by Devon Flyer from Miss Miller, raced by Mrs. R. Pike and the estate of the late Mrs. W. Graham, trained by Michael Trinder, who's now won the race in 85, 86 and 1990. He's come back 13 years later to win it again, and ridden by Adam Trinder. Kaiser Caesar, Willie Harnett, David Brideoak second, Latif, Adrian Garraway and Peter Healy in third place. Millennium Dancer was fourth, and fifth was Refuge.
Okay, this is a keen betting race at Randwick. Go Ziggy still favourite, but Karajong missed second elect. Good late support, Flying Mahal and Manelli. They're the top 4 here. And the race over the 1600 as they're starting to, about to move them in there for the running of this fillies and mares. And only the 7 events, of course, at Randwick, so this being the second one.
Go. The Schweppes handicap, 1600 metres. They're off this time. Blue Brocade got checked shortly after the start and dropped out a conspicuous last, and Carney Bell is the early leader from Jade Thief. Third position, Jactress, a length further back in the field. Karajong, Miss Flying Mahal caught wide. Then Anytime Angel, Miss Hepburn, followed by Manelli. Del Reva's on the rails. Blue Brocade collecting herself second last, and 2 to go Ziggy as they race 450 metres, and Jade Thief is the leader. A length or so on Carney Bell going up on the inside. 2.5 to Jactress. A length and a half to Karajong Mist, and then Flying Mahal, Anytime Angel, Manelli out deep, and then Miss Hepburn followed by Del Riva parked inside of Blue Brocade, and Go Ziggy is at the tail of the field and would be about 8 or 10 lengths off the leaders, working their way down the side of the halfway at the 800, and Jade Thief racing well off the fence, the leader, a half length on Carney Bell, a length and a half to 2 away third Jactress, 1 3/4 then to Karajong Mist, and at her quarters the outside Flying Mahal. Anytime Angel is next, followed by Manelli. A length Miss Hepburn being heeled along, and then comes nearer to the inside Del Riva. Blue Brocade second last, and Go Ziggy is absolute as they turn. And Carnabelle whizzing along the rails takes up a clear-cut lead. And into the stretch, Carnabelle 3/4, Jade Thief, Jactress, Flying Mahal, Karajong Misters looking for the way through. And likewise Anytime Angel, and then Go Ziggy pulling out to the centre of the track. They race to the 200 and past it. Flying Mahal hits the front. Here's Go Ziggy pouncing now from Jactress, but Beedman's ridden this an absolute treat. Go Ziggy, save for a short sharp sprint, and Go Ziggy raced on to win it from Flying Mahal. Over on the rails, Anytime Angel third, then Jactress, Manelli, Carnabelle, followed by Blue Brocade, Jade Thief, Del Riva, Karajong Mist, and absolute Miss Hepburn. Perfect ride. Number 1, the winner, Go Ziggy, ridden by Darren Beedman. Number 1, Go Ziggy. That was a 10 out of 10. No, make it 11 out of 10. She's got a short, sharp sprint, and he just eased her deftly off the fence. He gave her all the time in the world to settle down back last, and he's now 141, so he's made a real bird of the record, Darren, hasn't he? Number 1, Go Ziggy, will be the winner. Waiting on the numbers by Centane from Wild Swan, trained by Chris Waller. Darren and Chris have had a good deal of success this season. Raced by PJ Gill and has scored in the time of 1:38.71. Number 1 is first. Number 3 is the numbers run up into the semaphore. Flying Mahal, a mare by Flying Spur, trained by Toby Edmonds at Warwick Farm. Ronnie Stewart, $1.90. And number 5, Anytime Angel, third. Just held up at a stage in the straight, but probably had its chance by Brocco, Steve Engelbrecht, Chris Reith, and number 9 ran fourth, and that was Jactress. 1, 3, 5 and 9, and here are the Tates.
Okay, and Go Ziggy, well ridden as Ian said by Darren Beatman, 390, 190 over Flying Mahal, Anytime Angel, 910, 20, 30, 251, the 135 trifecta, and there's the first 4. 1, 3, 5 and 9, 1,382.80 after the running of race 6 on the card there from Ranwick. 1 to go there. Now Eagle Farm coming up, and Tat Smile feature event today, and a very good betting race too. Favourite St Basil at the moment, and chock full of chances. Should be a beauty this race, Larry.
It's like the last race, Chris. Yes, the favourite, of course, is St Basil. He has been backed out in the ring, and he's just a little bit better on about half a point better on the tote than what he is in the ring. One horse that has been specced here is the 10 Port Call. He's shortened out in the ring there, and let me tell you, it's about 3 times his price in the ring on the tote. It is 3 times his price.
Queensland Guineas here at a mile DCM. It's the right sort of race for him. Now here's Oscar Warrior. Scotty Seamer bringing him up to the gates. Wayne Hawkeye rode him at the Sunshine Coast. Johnny Powell rode him in the Ascot Handicap, and Scott Seamer's on him today. So he's had 3 different riders. So we're all set. And they're off and racing now. Amex came out with his head in the air, and he's about 2 lengths off at the rear when they hit the ground. May Royal and Port Call and Oscar Warrior with the first 3 to go, and they're sharing the lead together. Panorama Heights is going to settle fourth, and then Star Tell, followed by St Basil. Dercy settles midfield on the inside of Orthopedic, and then came Polygram on the outside of Consular. 2.5 to Motivate on the outside of A Mace Gay. 1.5 to Paper Kings, and a neck to Amex. Good speed on 1,000 to go. Port Call is the leader. Led 3 past to Oscar Warrior. 2 Panorama Heights. Ahead to May Royal, fourth the outside. 2.5 to Star Tell. 3 past to St Basil. He's 1 away from the rail. Dercy tracking nicely on the fence midfield. Orthopedics outside him. 1 to Consular. Then the next grey Polygram. 2.5 Motivate around A Mace Gay from Paper Kings, and Amax on the fences last. 650 metres left to go on the Tats Mile. It's Port Call by a half. Oscar Warrior second. 2 Panorama Heights inside May Royal. St Basil each tracking into the race today. Then comes Star Tell. Dercy on the back of St Basil. He's going after him, and Polygram gets to the outside in the straight. Port Call led Oscar Warrior. St Basil sprinting quickly on the outsides, tackling the leaders from Panorama Heights, and then Dercy followed by May Royal. But St Basil, he took off at the 200 metres mark. He's dashed away. Dercy about to run to second on the outside of Port Call, but he's gapped them today, St Basil. He's in a race of his own, and St Basil's careering away. St Basil won by 4 lengths. Port Call hung on to run second. Dercy died on the run third. Fourth home in the race, Panorama Heights. Then came Consular, Polygram, followed by Paper Kings. The next home in the race was Amex, and then came Motivate Star Tell. Further back in the field, Orthopedic, Oscar Warrior, well, 59 took care of him, and then came Amex, not Amex, A Mace Gay, followed by Motivate, and last home was May Royal. What happened at the Sunshine Coast? Can someone tell me? I don't think we'll ever know. Whether the first run knocked him out or he didn't handle the track on that particular day, I don't know. But gee, when he got up to about the 650 metres mark, and Purton gave him a lovely run, 1 away from the fence, and he said it's time to go, he not only was gathering in the leaders, he was gathering in the leaders with Purton swinging onto him. And he's just gapped them in the straight, and he's won easily. Number 3, St Basil, to pay 310 160. 10 Port Call hung on terribly well for second, 7.30. 4 Dercy $1.90. Fourth in the race went to number 2 Panorama Heights. Quinella 51.50. Trifecta 381.40. Daily double on numbers 9 and 3 paid $70.80. 70.80. The treble on 4, 9 and 3 has paid $347.60.
The Valley as they're heading around to the start for this 7th event. And the race is extremely open here, Alf. I hope you're out of the wet.
Yes, just out of the wet. However, it's a very ordinary umbrella, I might add.
Now they're set at the Valley, almost. Here's Greg for the 7th.
Here's Frere Jacques now going into the line. Karaka Angus best tried in the race, but a late rally now for .com and Del Vecchio. Good betting race. This the 7th on the card. Outstanding victory to Misty Weather, and the Omen tips just come in a little late. It's raining at this point now. They're all in and they're ready and racing. And over on the outside, Prince Bembara jumped all right, but will drift back. And .com is going over their heels in the early stages. Karaka Angus one of the first out with Del Vecchio on the rail, and they come down to the judge together. Sly Rambler third, and then Trafalgar Flyer moving up wide on the outside of Quencher Frangelica. 1 Dark Wine, .com, Frere Jacques, and 3 to Prince Bembara. Del Vecchio drove through on the rails and heads to the 1600, about a length and a half in front. Karaka Angus is second. Sly Rambler is third. Trafalgar Flyer is wider out in fourth placing, followed by Quencher in the yellow colours. Frangelica the rail, and then a half length to on the outside is Dark Wine. .com's got back to third last. Frere Jacques is second last up the side of the course, and Prince Bembara whipped the field in. In the run to the turn at the 1200 metres, and Del Vecchio on top, leading Karaka Angus by 3/4. Sly Rambler third on the inside. Trafalgar Flyer trapped out. Then Quencher handy in fifth placing. 2 lengths away, Frangelica, Dark Wine the outside. Then .com, Frere Jacques, and Prince Bembara still last of all as they go to the 1000. And Del Vecchio being well rated on top here by Craig Newitt. He's looking for a double. He's a neck in front. In second placing, Karaka Angus the outside, and Trafalgar Flyer's been wide all the way working. Sly Rambler having a good run. Fourth on the inside of Quencher. 3 lengths to Dark Wine, Frangelica. Another 2 lengths away is Frere Jacques. .com on the rail second last, and about 5 lengths last is Prince Bembara. Up the side, Del Vecchio being joined now by Karaka Angus, and Trafalgar Flyers out 3 deep. Quencher just behind them from Sly Rambler, Dark Wine, and then Frangelica, Frere Jacques. Second last is .com under pressure, and Prince Bembara tacks onto him. Up to the turn though, Del Vecchio about a half in front of Karaka Angus, who's under pressure now. 3 lengths away is Quencher, Dark Wine, Trafalgar Flyer, Sly Rambler. Prince Bembara is making some ground. .com is still second last. Del Vecchio's kicking very strongly, and Boots about 2 lengths in front of Karaka Angus, who looks to have run his race. 4 lengths away, Prince Bembara and Quencher, but Del Vecchio is racing clear, and it's a double coming up for Craig Newitt, and Del Vecchio raced right away. Del Vecchio won it by 4 lengths on the line. Karaka Angus second, Prince Bembara third. Back behind them, Quencher, Frangelica, a break, Trafalgar Flyer, followed in by .com, never got into the race. Then Frere Jacques, Sly Rambler, and Dark Wine last of all. Del Vecchio was beautifully rated in front by Craig Newitt. Karaka Angus had just as good a run in second placing, but Del Vecchio ran right away from him, proved far too good, and Prince Bembara has made up many lengths into third placing. It's been difficult to run on from the back, so his effort has been very good. And these 2 young guys fighting out the premiership, well, there's more than 2, but the 2 that are figuring in the winner's store today, a double for Craig Newitt, 1 for Kieran McAvoy. Maybe he still fancies his chances, Craig. There's still enough time. And the way he's riding lots of winners. Well, so is Craig. Kieran, I should say, has had a winner at the last 7 meetings, at least 1 winner. He's had a double on occasions, and really a great battle right down to the wire.
In the last, but Kieran does, and he's going to be riding one of the fancies. Now at Cheltenham, good race this. Roman Arch 770, Icaros, El Nino, Shocks at 990, given chances. The favourites at the bottom. Let's look over here. 540 Lemonade Parade, and Cumbria the favourite at 360. Mick Whittle trains Roman Arch, and a while ago.
Set now, Adelaide, race 7, they're off. And beginning nicely, Shocks, but quickly Pray in Vain musters inside of her. Away will Cumbria, followed by Icaros, and wider out, pressing on in the early part, El Nino. Then came Eric, who's going to be midfield and trapped a little wide at the first corner at the 1200. 2 away, Jeserich from Bow Best, being followed by Roman Arch a long way back. Then came behind him in fact second last, was Umanula, and last of all is Lemonade Parade. At the 1000, Pray in Vain, led by a half length. In second place, El Nino, a length and a half away third, Cumbria. Now box seating inside of Eric and 2 to Shocks, who's racing on the outside of Icaros. A length and a half to Roman Arch around Jeserich. Then 3/4 of a length, Lemonade Parade, Umanula, and last is Bow Best as they come down the side. In the Vanilla Stakes at the 700, the leader Pray in Vain by a neck. On the outside is El Nino, a length and a half away third, Cumbria, sweating on a run. They've run even time here, or evenly throughout the race. Fourth on the outside was Eric, and then taken wider. Here comes Lemonade Parade letting go with its run, followed by Shocks, which couldn't match it at that point, and then Roman Arch right to the outside. On the corner, 300 metres to go. It's Pray in Vain, tackled by El Nino, which raced to the lead. There's a run for Cumbria through on the inside of it, if good enough. Then Lemonade Parade, and Roman Arch continues to run on down the outside. Roman Arch is coming at El Nino and Lemonade Parade. Roman Arch levelling up, put the head out, and Roman Arch makes it 4 straight wins and takes the Vanellis by a length and a half running away. Great go second. Lemonade Parade has dived at El Nino on the line, nothing in that. Just behind them for fourth we had Cumbria, Every Chance, Jeserich, and then Shocks, and close up Umanula wide out. Further back to Bow Best, Pray in Vain, Icaros, and Eric amongst the tail enders in 1:28 and 82, and that's another great win. He's overcome barrier 11, 58 kilograms in weight, to make it 4 straight victories. A very well performed Victorian horse before he came to Mick Whittle here in South Australia, and Mick has done wonders with this gelding. And well, he has probably recorded his biggest success, Mick. He had a placing in a group race over the Adelaide Cup Carnival, but we might have to find out from Mick on a show like Racing Retro. And a big win for David Tootle as well, a listed win for David, who over 40 years of age is the oldest professional jockey in SA, and he continues to ride at the top of the tree over here. He's right up there in the premiership as well. 1:28.82 the time for race 7, the Vanellis Global Stakes. No surprise, the winner. He was really up against it today from the gate and with the weight, but he is a quality horse.
Thanks, Hilton. Yeah, it was a terrific run, wasn't it? And David Tootle doing a Noel Callow across the line there and poking his tongue out. So there you go. Roman Arch. We're awaiting the minors after the running of race 7. Here they come. 1, 3, 9. 1, 3, 9. 3 from 1 and 11 with the value bets there.
And week numbers 3, 1, 8 and 2. Oh, I don't think there's any negatives here with this favourite, number 3, Pateza. He's a genuine horse. Look, he's been up a while, but he continues.
Are at the Start Eagle Farm.
Skador, freestyler. Freestyler trained by Mandy Langler from Queanbeyan. Now, Jade Prince still away from the line. They've been concentrating on Academe, and Navy Blue is still down the track. Now, Academe is in. Rider about to remount, Danny Beasley. And here's a freestyler about to come up. Some of his owners are affectionately known in the industry as the women in racing. Sue King, Marion Langler, mum of the trainer, and I think Johnny Morneman from Canberra is in the box with me here. A lot of the girls are up at Lightning Ridge, aren't they, Johnny?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Johnny, of course, assists Tony Campbell at the Saturday, Sunday meetings down in Canberra, Queanbeyan. Now, up goes Poetic Papal. Here comes Navy Blue now. He's a nice horse. Trained by John Morris, who won a race earlier in the day with Malta. And here's Darren Beedman coming forward on Skador. Skador's there. And they're all there. And we're set for the last of 7 races now. There is Freestyler, keen to get on with it. And Freestyler through the gates, no harm done. One of the Clarks down with Freestyler. Quickly reined in by Rob Brewer. So Freestyler anticipating the start. Now the Clark has got Freestyler. He's a little reluctant to go back. Freestyler probably thought he was well and truly on his way. The vet will check him out, and I don't think there'll be too many problems. Domingos standing perfectly on the rails. Now Freestyler back at the gates and about to go in. Obviously everything's A-OK. Freestyler still short of the line. It's there now. He's in, and we're again ready for a start. 1200 the last at Randwick. And the racing this time, and Domingos didn't jump well. Pateza out the back in the early stages, and Sassy Switch swoops upon the lead. Freestyler goes into second, Posse. The Net is third, then Academe, Jade Prince, Natoir. Domingos is picking up some ground now, followed by Shockaroo. About 2.5 lengths, Poetic Papal. Skidor's on the outside of Pateza as they sort themselves out and race along the side of the track. And here at the 700 marker, Freestyle just leads from Sassy Switch. The Net is third, Domingos fourth, Academe is next. 2.5 lengths to Shockaroo over on the inside, and Natoir and Jade Prince, Poetic Papal. And then comes Skidor, Pateza and Navy Blues drop right out of the hunt. They work their way round the corner. The speedy mare Sassy Switch, the leader. 3/4 on Freestyler, getting a bit wide. Plenty of room for the Net to come between them. Followed wider out by Academe. And over on the inside rail next is Domingos, followed at the head of the others then by Pateza, starting to weave his way through the field as they come down past the 200. Academe sprinting quickly, but Pateza's got him in his sights. Pateza swamped Academe over on the inside, Domingos, but it's Pateza racing away, and Pateza the hot pot beat Domingos and Academe. Poetic Papal in a photo for fourth with Sassy Switch. The Net, Skidor, Shockaroo, and then Jade Prince, followed by Navy Blue. Freestyler dropped right out, and the old fella brought up the rear, Natoir. Too good. Pateza winning the last of the day. Number 3, Pateza, written by Matt Kent, by Rubiton from Stars Above, has had 12 starts for 6 wins now, 3 seconds and a third to boot.
Yeah, Guy Walter there with Pateza and the third horse Academe, but he's in. He absolutely gets to the line, doesn't he? Pateza, Domingos and Academe, and we'll get the fourth number for you shortly after the running of the final event there. Thanks to Ian there at Randwick, 3, 8 and 1. And we'll get this fourth number, I do believe, coming up. Here it comes. Third home was fourth was number 4, Poetic Papal, and 308.20 that paid. 308.20 for the first 4 on the last. There's the head on. He had to switch across their heels, as you can see. He had to go right angles, whoosh. But once he gets into the clear, does he finish? Pateza. I think he'll probably go on to better things here. The guy can always come up with some good horses in his stable, can't he? And there he is with Pateza winning the last over Domingos and Academe. 7:48.30, 58.80, and first 4 of 308.20. Reba, 18 No More Rules, and then further down 860 River Woman. Ashtaroth is the favourite there for Kieran McAvoy at 2.10. Shagney's Sheila at 10, and Judusk at $17. That's the final event coming up in 11. Okay, the
Shagney's Sheila won a trial. How do you think it'll go today?
I think she'll run a nice race. She won her trial quite easily the other day without really thinking about it. She didn't have her mind on the job. Run that 800 out very well. Just a little bit of query whether she's going to get the trip today.
She's drawn nicely. Where are you anticipating being in the run?
I hope to be forward, just off the pace a little bit.
Raced against some nice horses in the past, like Innovation Girl. If she's 100% fit, could she beat them?
I think so, yes. Quite easily.
Well, nice to see you here, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, appropriate as Shannon just moves the horse in there into the barriers. Shagney's Sheila in this final event. Let's see what happens. Let's go to Greg for the last.
Around about a half a dozen to move in. There's Rescuer going up. Big odds that one, but the favourite is Ashtaroth. Heavy track. Now Gazania about to link up into the stalls. Also racing at Geelong on a heavy and Casterton on a slow tomorrow. Set to run. Racing in the last in the card, a good start too. Smart and Classy jumping okay on the inside, but decoding with superior pace out wide is going to the lead as they settle into stride. Let's see now. The favourite Ashtaroth has drifted back to about fourth last, and it's decoding in front with Gazania, pressurising it at the turn at the 800. 2 lengths to Shagney Sheila, Riverwoman the outside, Judusk on the rails fifth. A length and a half, No More Rules, about a length rescue of Bun Reba, and then Ashtaroth coming out 3 or 4 wide. Next is Gay Treese. Smart and Classy getting up along the inside, and Jimino towards the tail. Decoding led up the side from Gazania, and as they came past the 600 metres, Shagney Sheila strode up, made a line of 3. Bun Reba's about 4 wide joining in. Riverwoman's in that bunch and 2 lengths away. No More Rules, Judusk, and then Ashtaroth on the outside within 3 of the leader and coming wide. Bun Reba went early and took the lead before the turn ahead of Decoding and Gazania. Shagney Sheila, Ashtaroth wide out, starting to work home as they cornered at the 200. Bun Reba by 2 lengths now. Decoding, Ashtaroth wide out. No More Rules is making ground. Bun Reba the leader though. 100 metres to go at 2.5. Ashtaroth, who's trying to lift in the last little bit. Bun Reba's getting tired. Ashtaroth can't get there. Bun Reba beat Ashtaroth. Photo for third, and flashing home as Jibino to figure with Smart and Classy, and then No More Rules. Just behind these then was Gazania, and they were trailed by Decoding, Rescuer never in the hunt, followed by Go Tree, Shagney Sheila weakening, so did Riverwoman, and Judusk is one of the last in. Bun Reba, ridden by Rowan Weymouth, trained by Ken Newman, takes out the last on the program. Number 5 first, second goes to 10 Ashtaroth. Kieran McAvoy third. Number 4 Jibino's got it, written by Reese Wheeler. 5, 10 and 4. 5, 10 and 4. Winner about $5.70 and $1.90. $1.50 second. $8.60 will be the place divvy for Jibino. 5, 10, 4, time 1:15.5 in the last event today. Well, this horse is a good wet tracker. Bun Reba, and the claim for Rowan Weymouth has been terrific advantage, of course. Last time out over 1,000 metres. Just got warm in the last little bit of the race and finished it off strongly. Before that, a winner, of course, over the 1,200 on heavy ground, and it's probably getting close to heavy now. And that particular race at Mornington has been an outstanding form race. There's been a stack of horses who've come through there and won, and it's held up again on the heavy. Thought he might have gone a shade early, but Rowan knew what he was doing, and Bun Reba kept on finding.